The government in Gabon has been overthrown by military forces, resulting in the removal of President Bongo from his position. Following the highly contentious election in Gabon, a small number of soldiers claimed that they had overthrown President Ali Bongo Ondimba's government just a few days later. The election was ultimately cancelled, and the borders with neighbouring countries were subsequently shut down. During a televised speech on Gabon 24 TV, a number of military officials in prominent positions declared the termination of the present regime in order to safeguard peace. The recent Gabonese presidential and parliamentary elections were deemed insubstantial, and the outcomes were invalidated. A multitude of state institutions such as the government, the Senate, the National Assembly and the Constitutional Court have been disbanded. Until further notice, the borders of Gabon remain sealed. There are accounts from witnesses that gunshots were heard in the capital city, Libreville. In various parts of the city, large gatherings of people occurred, with hundreds of individuals driving through the streets, honking their car horns and shouting slogans such as "Gabon is liberated" and "Bongo out." The military has rationalized their actions by citing the erratic and unreliable leadership of Ali Bongo Ondimba as the reason for their intervention. The military claims that his governance has resulted in a steady deterioration of social unity, which in turn jeopardizes the stability of the nation and may lead to pandemonium. They assert that they are acting on behalf of the Committee on Transition and Institutional Restoration. Present at this committee were various individuals, including members of the Republican Guard, a top-level presidential unit, as well as soldiers and officers from the National Police Force. The government has yet to make any statement regarding the recent events. As per the military, Ali Bongo Ondimba is currently confined to his residence along with his family and attending physicians. The leaders of the coup have alleged that one of Bongo's sons has been detained for committing acts of high treason, as stated on state television. Eyewitnesses attest to the peaceful atmosphere surrounding Bongo's official residence on Wednesday morning. Just a short while ago, the Electoral Committee had announced the results of the presidential election, declaring Ali Bongo Ondimba as the winner. In the voting that occurred on Saturday, Bongo acquired 64.27% of the votes. His main opponent, Albert Ondo Ossa, received 30.77% of the votes. Bongo's family has been in control of the Central African nation for 56 years. Ali Bongo Ondimba succeeded his father, Omar Bongo, in 2009 after he ruled for 42 years until his passing. This election was the first time in which the president, parliament and local officials were elected simultaneously. The election was not open to international observers. Foreign journalists' requests for accreditation were consistently denied. The election was tainted by allegations of dishonesty and irregularities. The opposition reported that polling stations opened late or not at all, and that many offices were without the ballot papers containing the name of Bongo's opponent, Ondo Ossa. During an interview with DW, Joxy Ondo Luemba, a journalist from Gabon who is currently exiled, expressed that the recent elections held on Saturday were unjust, senseless, and an absolute sham. He emphasized that the military had taken control in order to avoid having to use violent tactics to quell protests, as they had to do after the presidential election in 2016. Luemba identifies the public proclamation of the coup leaders in the palace courtyard as a clear indication of the widespread discontent even among the president's personal security detail. Speaking to DW, Luemba shared this observation shortly after the announcement was made by senior military figures, declaring the downfall of the Bongo administration. During a meeting of EU defence ministers in Toledo, Spain, EU Foreign Policy Chief Josep Borrell shared his apprehension regarding reports emerging from Gabon. Borrell expressed concern that if the reports are true, it would mark yet another military coup and exacerbate the pre-existing instability in the region. This comes in the wake of the deposition of democratically elected President Mohamed Bazoum by the Presidential Guard in Niger just under a month ago. The military had already seized power in other areas of the Sahel, including Mali and Burkina Faso. The French government expressed condemnation towards the events that have occurred. Elizabeth Borne, the Prime Minister, made a statement in Paris and emphasized that the situation was being closely monitored with utmost care. The coup d'etat has also raised significant concerns within the Moscow government. Dmitry Peskov, a Kremlin representative, expressed the Russian government's worry, stating that they are closely monitoring the situation. For many years, the Bongo clan has faced allegations of engaging in corrupt practices. Transparency International, a non-governmental organization, has claimed that the family is among the richest in the world. The clan is said to own a private fleet of airplanes, a number of luxury cars, and several million-euro residences in France. Despite being a member of OPEC, Gabon's population of about 2.3 million people lives in poverty, as the country's oil wealth does not seem to have trickled down to the masses. According to the World Bank's statistics, 1/3 of Gabon's citizens live in poverty, which is defined as earning less than $5.50 per day. To support our channel's growth and ensure broader awareness, kindly hit the like and subscribe buttons. This will help us reach more individuals and disseminate valuable information. Thank you in advance.